Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to Delaware Resource Group Superstar Athlete of the Week, Emily Webster from Sedalia, Missouri. Last week, captured the 101-pound title at the Missouri Valley Open. And you had a week last week where you faced 4 of the top 10 ranked individuals at your weight. Talk about that week.
Well, it was a really good tournament. There was a lot of girls there, because there are 4 in the top 10. But it was a really good competition, and I felt like, as a team, we all performed very well, so that was really good. And being able to face all those opponents, it gives me the opportunity to go back into the room and fix my mistakes, so that was awesome.
You get a chance to wrestle against another ranked individual, Brianna Rahal, every day in practice. What's that like?
It's really fantastic. Just that's why I came to OCU, because they are the best, and being able to train with the best every day, it can only make you better. So,
who are some of your other teammates who have impressed you so far this year?
Well, this year I'm really impressed with 2 freshmen that we have, Rachel McFarland and Cody Fow. They've really done very well for us this year. So,
how would you describe your wrestling style?
It's kind of hard. I like to, I guess I like to scramble a lot, and not just do one thing, but I do have the moves that I like, and I'm always on the attack, so I don't do well. I'm not very patient, so I'm just always out there just going at it.
How difficult is it to win an individual wrestling championship?
Well, it takes dedication, not only in the wrestling room, but it's a kind of a lifestyle. So, it's habitual, and once you get into the habit, I feel like it gets kind of, I guess, easier, but it never really gets easy. So,
how driven is this team to regain the national championship?
We're very driven. We get in there every day, and we're working out really hard. So, we just got a couple of technical errors to fix, and as long as everybody brings their A game, I feel like we have a good chance this year.
One of the battle cries, I guess, of this team is, it's a great day to be a star. Tell us how that came about.
I'm not exactly sure when or how it came about, but I know my freshman year, we said it a bunch, just in the practice room as we're, conditioning and everybody's dying, and somebody yells out, "What kind of day is it?" And everybody returns the call, great day to be a star. I think it's an awesome little, as you said, battle cry. It really rallies the team together. So,
I understand that during the summertime you're also a lifeguard. Tell us about that.
Well, gosh, I used to be on the swim team, and so it was kind of like a natural progression of things to become a lifeguard. And it's a great summer job, especially, it's only during the summer, so it doesn't really conflict with my wrestling as much. It's very flexible. And what's better than getting paid to be tan? So, it's awesome.
What's your major here at OCU?
Chemistry.
And what are your career plans following wrestling?
Well, I'm not really sure yet, but I'd really like to open a bakery. So.
That doesn't coincide with the chemistry major too much, does it?
Well, there's a lot of chemistry in baking, so.
I'm also told that you've listed your favorite superhero as Spider-Man. Why is that?
Well, I actually wrote a speech on this in public speaking, but Spider-Man to me is just a great life role model, not just as a superhero or anything like that, because Peter Parker, Spider-Man, he has to deal with all of his life problems as well as the problems of being a superhero, and I feel like he's very lifelike in that, because he doesn't just have I got to save these people, but he has, his financial difficulties, he's got to keep up in school, he's got all these different things going on in his life, and the way he handles it is remarkable to me, and I try and I just really like him. And he's got a cool costume.
Very good. Talking to Delaware Resource Group Superstar Athlete of the Week, Emily Webster. Coming up next on the OCU Athletics Update, we will talk about the most recent OCU National Championship team. Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to track and cross-country coach Connor Holt. The men's team captured OCU's 52nd NAIA National Championship last week. And Coach, your team finished first in the NAIA Championships. Talk about your team's progress over the season.
Yeah, it was a great performance on Saturday up in Rimrock Farm in Lawrence, Kansas, and it just really solidified what we've done all season. But a great run. I told the kids afterwards that they ran with a lot of desire, courage, and determination, and it was a great performance by them. I'm very proud of the men's team. Yeah, so.
4 runners finished in the top 30 and achieved All-America status, those being Aria Bahrini, Peter Koskai, Chris Lowry, and Mackenzie Wapapa-Harris. Talk about those 4 guys.
Yeah, you look at our men's top 5 right now. We have Peter, obviously, a transfer from Colby, and then we have Aria, a sophomore out of Santa Fe, Edmond, Oklahoma, and then we have Chris Lowry, a true freshman out of Chandler, and Mackenzie, a true freshman out of Norman, Oklahoma, and then Kyle Woodrell, junior out of Norman, Oklahoma. So we got 4 Oklahoma boys and an African in our top 5. But I told the guys right before the start line, I said, listen, once that gun goes off, let's position ourselves so that we don't. There was a field of over 300 runners in the race, so we wanted to make sure we got a good start. And I told the boys, listen, just get out there and just compete and be very focused your first mile. Let's make sure we're in the top 30. And sure enough, there was 4 of them in the top 20 at the first mile. So I felt really good at that point. And then, just moving on into the race, I think they just kept coming and coming. And at 3.5 miles, I let another roar at them, and I said, listen, we got 4 guys in the top 30. You got a great opportunity to make All-American here. And and you look at being an All-American in the NAIA, you get it done on the day. It's not like it's something where it's like a season throughout and then you gather points or whatever. It has to be done on the day. So I give props to the 5 of them, and I give props to all 7 of them with Stephen and Reno in there too, that they definitely ran a really great race. And it's 4 All-American certificates. It's pretty rare to do that all in the one day, and so we're very excited about where we're going here. So yeah.
It's been a season of firsts for the men's team, first conference championship, first national championship. Talk about the progress of this program since you've been here.
We had a team meeting this morning, bright and early at 6:50 this morning, and we talked about that actually. And I talked about, I've been on the job basically about 29 months now. And I had a few people telling me, are you mad taking this job when I first took it? But I kind of saw, I give props to Mr. Abbott, my athletic director. He had a great vision, and we talked about what we could do here together. And obviously the support I get from Mr. Abbott and the support from the administration is huge. And it was a bit of a rocky road at starting out, and but recruiting, and I think I'm a good recruiter, and I was able to go out and just tell kids, if you come here, we have a great opportunity to do something special. And they believed that, and I held up my end of the bargain. I coached them pretty hard and heavy, and they really bought into what we're doing here. And I think it's the start of something special, to be honest. I can see us really turning this into something that's going to be special over the next few years. Yeah. So.
The women's team also qualified for the NAIA Championships, finished 16th. Talk about their season.
Yeah, the women are they're a little younger, but I think getting to the national championships was a big goal for them. Obviously, we got second in the conference, and that kind of pushed them into the national championships because we tied with Texas Wesleyan, who were ranked ahead of us. But they were ranked 16th going in, and we finished 16th in the race. We had a few, 1 or 2 individuals not have the best day, and I think that would have helped our team placing. We probably maybe moved up to maybe 12th or 11th, and I kind of felt that if we had a really great day, we would have finished in the top 10. But they're young and they're hungry, and I think, a year from now they have the experience under their belt. All those girls will be back, and recruiting's going really well on the girls' side. So I think we got a great shot to even do what the guys did this year. I think if they continue to listen and continue to buy into what we talk about every day here at the program. Yeah. So
both teams had to deal with some sub-freezing temperatures on the race day. Talk about how you went about combating that.
Yeah, it was pretty cold up there. It was in the negatives, it was in the teens, and the wind was gusting pretty hard and heavy. So I used a few of the tricks up my sleeve that helped with that. One of the things I used to do when I ran in cold weather was I used to lather myself in Vaseline petroleum jelly. So I was able to go out there and get a few jars of that, and we slapped it all on them on the starting line, and they were lathered from head to toe, but it insulated them, I think, you know, and so they weren't as cold. And I just told them, I said, you know, just don't worry about the cold, don't worry about the wind, just let the momentum carry you into the race. And you know, when you have that much energy, there was a lot of energy on the course too with the crowds. It was packed solid all over the course. There was a lot of people there. And I think when you have a race like that and a national championship on the line, I think people will just really be carried along with the energy. And that's what I told the guys and the girls the night before when we had our race team meeting. I said, just let the momentum carry you. It's you've done all the hard work now, and you just go out there and you just run with a lot of pride and run with a lot of determination and courage, you know. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun. So
the race was held at Rimrock Farms in Lawrence, Kansas. That's a course that you're familiar with. Talk about how that helped in your preparation for the race.
You know, yeah, I ran in Rimrock Farm when I was in college. I had one of my best ever races there, so I knew the course pretty well. So all the training that we did up to this point, I kind of planned it around that, around this race. And the way I'd set up the training for the fall, the 14 weeks of training, I kind of planned it so that they would peak this past weekend. And there was a lot of strength work we did because the course is very challenging. And then throw in the mental aspect of the wind and the cold. I knew the weather would be pretty up and down. You never know what the weather's like in Kansas, but you know, our training went really well, and I think I have to give props to a number of people here. You know, Kevin Jones, our chiropractor, he does a great job with the kids, and then Kate O'Halloran does a lot of good work with the kids with massage therapy, and then Rocky Chan does a lot of good work with massage therapy, and then Greg and his staff in the training room does a lot of good work. So there was a lot more than just went into these kids showing up every day and believing they could do this. I think it was a full team effort. And then on top of that, then I think more exciting than ever for me is that, you know, when you add both scores together, the men winning it and the women finishing 16th, we actually came out at the 4th best combined program at the NAIA Championships, and that's pretty exciting for a program as young as we are. So we're looking good here, and pretty excited to see what happens over the next few years. Yeah. So.
Talk about the VO2 max testing that the team is doing this week and how that's going to help going forward.
Yeah, you know, Dr. Miller, over the chair of the exercise and phys department here at the university, he does a lot of studies on his own, and he presents these studies at national conventions. So he wanted to do a study on post-championship performances, so you're doing a VO2 max and some strength stuff. So I wanted to kind of jump in there too and kind of see what kind of scores the kids were getting on their VO2 max, because that will help me when I start planning their winter training. And because right now I'm dealing with a lot fitter bunch, I'm dealing with a more mature and more a very focused group right now. And I'm sitting down over Thanksgiving now and planning out their training moving forward. Yeah. So,
what are your expectations for the upcoming indoor track season?
You know, based on what I saw in the cross-country season, just more of the same, to be honest. Yeah, winning races and winning championships. I think we've got a great opportunity to win some individual championships on the track, national championships. Our indoor championship is in Geneva, Ohio on March 6th and March 8th. And we're really super looking forward to getting after that. The kids, like I said, we had our team meeting this morning and we kind of talked about that a little bit, and you know, the kids seemed really fired up about that. So we're looking forward to winning some championships on the track, and obviously then if we win championships, we get points, and we win points, you put enough points together, you win a team title. So that might be something to start thinking about too. So
very good. Talking to OCU track and cross country coach Connor Holt, brought home the Stars' 52nd overall NAIA National Championship over the weekend.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Learn more at NAIA.org.
Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to women's basketball coach Latricia Trammell. The Stars will get the regular season underway as they will play Austin College in Sherman, Texas coming up. And you've had 2.5 weeks between the last exhibition game that you played against Baylor and this game coming up.
Right.
How's that been? What's the team's mindset right now? I'm sure you're anxious to get back at it.
We are. I mean, 2.5 weeks was well needed because we needed to work on some things. That's one thing about playing powerhouses like Texas A&M and Baylor. They're going to expose your weaknesses. So this has had a good opportunity for our team to come in and practice extremely hard. But I will say we are ready to start our season and get back on the court against someone else other than ourselves.
What did you learn from those 2 exhibition games against A&M and Baylor?
One, that we can compete, meaning not at that highest level, but there are some things that we exposed some of their weaknesses. And it was an opportunity for all of our players to play. And we had to play at an elite level and in front of 10,000 plus fans. And so it was really good. It was a learning experience, but more importantly, I mean, it's about the student athlete experience. And those are moments that our players will remember for a lifetime. And so we had a great time. Hope to do it again next season. But I'm ready to get going at games that count. How's that?
Looking back at Baylor, always one of the top teams in NCAA, and through 4 games, 2 regular season and 2 exhibition games, they've been held under 100 points one time, and that was you guys. I'm sure that you are aware of that and take a lot of pride in that. What does that mean to you?
It does, and I told the players that a couple of days ago in our team meeting, and that's something that we're proud of. Not everyone gets to do that, and like I said, they exposed many of our weaknesses, but we did what we were supposed to do, and that's what exhibition games are all about. I mean, we pressed A&M, we pressed Baylor, and because we're working on us, and but I am proud of that accomplishment from this team.
Your home opener is going to be on Thanksgiving Day as part of a tournament that weekend. How does the team feel about playing on Thanksgiving Day?
It's kind of in women's basketball and probably in men's basketball too. You usually have a Thanksgiving tournament. It's usually the day after, but I am proud of the tournament that we are hosting. Very competitive teams coming. 3 out of the 4 are nationally ranked. And so eat Thanksgiving, lunch, dinner, and then I get off the couch and come and watch us play. It should be fun.
Your practice jerseys have the word "now" printed on them. What does that mean?
Well, that's one thing that I've have done in my college head coaching experience is our practice gear does not have numbers on them. We have our team motto for the season, and I think it's just more motivational to see a word that means something to our team rather than just number 14 or number 10. And the term now is we've got to do it now. Whether it be in the classroom or on the court or while we're doing community service, we can't wait for tomorrow. If we're going to get better at something, it's now. And we just kind of put a sense of urgency every day that we can't let it go by without accomplishing something good.
One of the new sponsors for OCU is Raising Cane's, and they have offered 2-for-1 coupons every time the team eclipses 70 points. Now, is that something that you're even aware of? And is it more of the fact that maybe you don't want them to get to 70 points because you just don't need to eat that much Raising Cane's?
No, college students and even myself, we want the food, right? We want the food. I think it's a great partnership that we have now with Raising Cane's. Great food, by the way. I was hoping that we could raise that to like 80 plus points or something like that. It's not cap it at 70, but it's a great partnership. I am aware of that. During the men's game, they reached the 70 points and they started handing out the coupons after the game. And of course, our players were lined up ready to receive them. I think it's a great idea. Anything more that we can do with promotional items like that, I would be willing and up for it. I think it's great.
2 of the girls who played on the team last year, Katie Hall and Jessica Langston, are going to serve in sort of an assistant coach capacity this year. What are they going to bring to the bench?
Well, Jessica is a little bit different. because and Katie is as well. They both have jobs. They're still in school trying to get that degree this semester. Jessica can help me in practice once a week, and Katie can come 3 times a week. So I hope they bring a lot. They've been with me for going on 4 years. Katie's 5 years, because they were with me at my previous school, and they just know my philosophy. They have lived it, they have produced it, and it's really a treat for me when they are in practice and going against some of our players or giving them sticky notes, we like to call them. It makes me very proud to hear them say things that I have been preaching to them over the past several years. And I think so much of those 2 young ladies. I feel like they're my daughters, and I'm just very blessed to still have them in my life right now.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Talking to women's basketball coach Latricia Trammell. Stars finally about to get the regular season underway, and you can follow their progress on OCUsports.com.